Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, welcome in, welcome in. Give you guys a few minutes to join on in on the live. I know we're a few minutes behind, but we are here and we are ready to go with tonight's show. So, you guys, come on in, come on in, come on in. All right, let's dive right on into it. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you and thank you, as always, for tuning in to Let's Talk Live, an interactive show between me and you, the viewers. Tonight's discussion is on enough is enough. Tonight we're going to be discussing how can we change the mentality of our community to better respond to violent situations. And also, what will it take to stop the violence? So, as always, I want you guys to sit back, relax, get comfortable, and get ready to chime in as I invite you to Let's Talk Live. So, for tonight's episode, I do want to give a disclaimer to this show. Me being the host of this show, I take very much gratitude over the guests that I bring to this show. And I want to make sure that when I bring a guest onto this platform to speak and give their opinion and give their stance on a topic or a situation, that they know that this is a safe place for them to give their opinion. This is a place for them to be heard and to be able to respectfully give their viewpoints on the matter. So, my guests tonight, being who they are, I want to make sure that I put out there. They have gotten a lot of backlash on their very own platforms when they have spoken out about this topic. And I want to say, first and foremost, that if you come on tonight's show, we would ask that your viewpoints, that your comments, and your questions that you ask are one, respectful. Two, we want to make sure that the guests, myself and the guest hosts that are on for tonight, are not badgered or bashed or, or attacked because of the viewpoints that they have on this platform. We're not here to judge anyone. We're not here to belittle anyone. We are simply here to continue to try to spark a change in our community. So, with that being said, I want to introduce my guest host of the night. They are none other than they're on the committee of the SCLC Youth Coalition. They are proud Central High School graduates. We all are. I graduated in 16. Laboris graduated in 19. He was the SGA president, as well was I. And also Zyler Wilson, who was the senior class president and graduated this year in 2020. So if I could please get my guest host to Let's Talk Live. How you doing, guys?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Man,
How
welcome
about
to
you?
the show. I can't complain, y'all. I can't complain. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know how we do it on this show. We're going to dig right on in. We ain't going to waste no time. So let's get into the topic. All right, guys. So I know that there have been a series of events over the last few months, really. But I know more recently, over the last few weeks, there has consistently been uh, violence and senseless murders in our very own community. Um, and that's what we want to kind of hit on tonight. I know most recently there was a shooting at University Mall that took place uh, earlier a few days ago. And I know that Zyler, you are an employee at University Mall. You were there and kind of witnessed the altercation that took place. So without too much, we don't want to say too many any names or anything, but just giving a kind of a general understanding of kind of what went on at the mall that day.
From afar, it was like two groups into it, and when they got into it, very brief, it ended with somebody shooting, and that's
And and within that, uh, when it happened and you realize there is a real altercation going on, this is like they're really shooting. Can you tell me kind of what went through your mind, or what can you witness off of your customers and kind of how the response went?
at first it was like because the sound you wouldn't just think, because the way it happened, and like the crowd dispersed, so it was like it went
Hmm.
quiet, so we thought it was all dead. So then it sounded like staircases just falling, like tumbling down. So then after a while, after the first time, I was like, okay, that's a gun. So my immediate thought was to like get the customers back, and I really hope, I don't mean no harm when I say this, but I really hope
Hmm.
it we ain't messing ourselves up. I mean, I just automatically like, oh my God, please don't let this be somebody I know, or
Or someone black.
somebody, yeah, yeah,
Someone
somebody
black.
black,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, Laboris, I want to ask you, when you heard about the shooting, what ran through your mind? What did you initially think just about it taking place so close to where I'm sure you have grown up, where you've went to school? What do you feel about that?
Um, I just felt like when it happened, kind of like Zyla said, I was kind of hoping we weren't like hurting ourselves. Um,
Hmm.
at that time, I had family in the mall, and then of course I knew some people working the mall, of course Zyla and some other people that I know. Um, so my main thing was just, are they okay first? And
Hmm.
then my mind went to just, what? How are we gonna fix this? Because it's been going on, and what are we gonna do?
Hmm. I know that you a few weeks ago. I know that you guys your organization led a peaceful protest in Tuscaloosa at the Government Plaza. Can you guys kind of jointly tell me what was the goal first of the protest, and what was some of the response that you saw or that you got from that protest?
With that protest, the reason we did it was because we wanted to show like the youth that we actually can stand up for what we believe in, and do it. I don't want to say the right way, but the best way, for everybody else to actually inspire. That protest at least inspired a couple people to change their mindset and actually want to do more than what they're doing.
Right.
And with that protest, we actually got a lot of great feedback. I know we planning on meeting with the police chief and I think Raven Howard sometime soon. I mean, like stuff like that was not happening before the protest. And they actually, if
Mhm.
I'm being honest, they wasn't really reaching out to the youth trying to figure out what can we do and how do y'all feel, because I mean, all my life, I felt like they didn't care until I did that protest, and then it's like, okay, now some minds are open, and let's sit down for discussion.
Right.
Yeah, kind of piggybacking off what Zyler said, the intention we had was to, everything that Zyler said, but show Tuscaloosa that this isn't happening here, and we don't want it to happen here. But Tuscaloosa does have a voice, and Tuscaloosa is definitely on the map and behind the people that are fighting hard for what's going on. And we knew
Hmm.
that we wanted to keep it as non-violent as possible,
Right.
because like we were saying, me and Zyla, we haven't been in those cities where stuff has taken place. So we can't tell people not to riot, and we can't tell people how to respond. But we knew with the goal that we had, we wanted to keep it as nonviolent as possible. And like Zyla said, we've gotten so much help with being a youth coalition. We've gotten people offering to donate, people wanting to join to see how they can help, people who want to know about our advisory board, just things like that.
Um, I want to ask you guys, what changes do you think need to take place? I've heard your concerns about, and when I ask this question, I mean in a manner of there is a generational gap in things.
Hmm.
I think we have a lot of older, and no offense by the term, they really are older group of people who call awareness to these issues and use platforms as they should to advocate for change and to advocate for there to be a difference. But I want you guys to tell me how do you think the change should be affected by our generation? Like how much of an input do you think it is for it to be more like this platform we have right now, for there to be more lives, for there to be more action from people who are young, who see it firsthand. The social media platform that I see is not the same social media platform that a 40 to 50-year-old man sees on his
Yeah.
timeline. So how important is it for us at our generation and at our level to be a part of the changes that need to be taking place in our community?
I think the youth definitely need to have a large portion of that voice. Um, because even hearing it from adults that are older than me and seasoned veterans, they've definitely said that. I mean, we getting old, we can't march no more. I mean, we can support, but a lot of
Mm-hmm.
the marching and a lot of the fighting and the protesting, all that is left in our hands because we are the future. I mean,
Right.
people, the older people, is their time frame is moving out, and I feel like every generation has their time frame. And I feel like however how we can still learn from the older people and learn and listen, and they give us advice and different type of stuff like that. I feel like it is our time to take a stand and stand with and behind and in front of them.
Okay.
So,
With that what you just said, we have a big impact. Really, it's not gonna be no change unless the youth get involved. One thing that we do, we like to put energy into the wrong type of negativity instead of, and not realizing what impact we have. Like a lot of people, they don't realize like how their comments and posts they're sharing really affect somebody' thought process. Like they'll boost up something bad happening, and it's like, okay, we're not gonna boost nothing up good. So when something good
hmm
coming, bash that person because they think they're better than you, and all feel like they get attacked. You see what I'm saying? So I feel
right.
like we need to like own up to like our wrongs, because a lot of stuff that is like popular and um let me see, well, I don't know what's the word to use, but a lot of stuff that we just feel like is okay, or something like that, we boost up
hmm
like the wrong type of stuff. So when it get down to it, it's like when it's time to get serious, it's like we don't take nothing serious. That's what it is. And we need to take accountability for that because we messing up our future.
So, in saying that, I'm glad you said that because I know one thing that bonded all of us for this particular show is the response that came post the shooting. Um, I know that I know that I for me, I'll talk about what I saw and what I witnessed. I don't live in Tuscaloosa with you guys, but I'm from Tuscaloosa. I grew up there. I spent 18 years of my life there and go back and forth very frequently. Um, I know a lot of people in Tuscaloosa and a lot of people who commented where the Tuscaloosa Police Department posted started their investigation and posted the picture. It really bothered me to see the response from people in our very own community who were more concerned with don't y'all get on this app snitching. Here y'all go trying to tell this and that. They ain't got nothing to do with you. And
Mhm.
it bothered me to see people who I know by name, by face, who if I see them in public, hey, how you doing? It bothered me to see those same people who have kids, who have families, who have friends, who, if it was their relative, if it was your child,
Yeah.
would you
Be
still have this
completely
type of
different.
response if it was your innocent family member laying in the mall or laying outside the mall shot? Would you have this same response? Or would you want us to have this response if it were you who had gotten attacked and you had nothing to do with the altercation or nothing, you hadn't done anything to anybody? I know that has bonded us for that matter alone has bonded us for this show. And that's a big bulk of what we want to dig into tonight. I want to know what you guys think about why is snitching so frowned upon in the black community.
With that right there, I feel like when it's like so monkey see monkey do, and everybody try to be this old hard tough, I'm not scared of nothing, and I'm gonna do what's wrong and you ain't gonna tell on me, or I'm gonna hurt you or something like that. It's like
Mm-hmm.
we put fear in each other when it come down to it. Like, okay, I get like when you get into the game or whatever you want to call it, it ain't no snitching. But But at a certain extent, it's like, no, you ain't got to snitch. But if you don't want to snitch, don't be making jokes about the situation. On that post, there's a lot of folks making jokes about like, oh, this got to be the freshest mug shot, and oh, this dude's so fresh, and bull
Mm-hmm.
crap like that. When it's not, I really don't feel like that's funny. I don't understand how we
Mm-hmm.
can think to make jokes of that. Like a little girl could have lost her life. I don't even know the update of the little girl, but a child, Jesus, I don't understand that part. You don't make you. It's not snitching. It's doing the right thing. If you're a man, you own up to what you did and you do what you got to do. That's what men do. If you bout it, be bout it. You see what I'm saying? That ain't real.
Right.
What y'all call not snitching. Owning up to your actions, that's being real. That's going by your little code or whatever. It's not snitching.
And
And
yeah,
come
Go
on,
ahead,
Lord,
Lord.
my bad.
I was going to say, and no, you good, you good. And I will say, being the devil's advocate, I know a lot of times people don't per se snitch or report what's going on to the police or the proper authority is because a lot of times they fear that the people that they will be snitching on, they would definitely receive backlash, threats,
Mm-hmm.
or different stuff from the people that are behind that person. And from that
Mm-hmm.
standpoint, I totally understand. A lot of people don't
Yeah.
need it for their parents. A lot of people don't need it for their family. But like Zala said, I totally agree. If it's nothing positive, or if you don't have nothing to feed toward it, then just leave it alone and don't address it altogether.
Go ahead.
And another thing, when it comes to that snitching term, we're so easily influenced, and they so like looking for that. Oh yeah, good job, you the man. Good job, you the man. Like they looking for that. I don't know what you call it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like they
Those
scared to be
phrases.
frowned upon.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like to somebody who's not gonna matter when it really come down to it. When it come down to you and your life and your family and their family, they're gonna do what they want to do. They really not gonna care about you. And a lot of times we forget that. And it's like, oh, this is the only person that care about me, and I'm gonna get 1,000 likes, so I'm gonna do this right here. And I'm gonna get a lot of ha-has, I'm gonna get a lot of likes on the
Mm-hmm.
picture. And we often just like, yeah.
They did understand things happen, but no matter how good a person is.
Let's
Yeah.
hold that comment on the screen. Um, to pull off of what you guys are saying, um, I definitely agree. I literally left social media alone today. I literally got off of Facebook because I wanted to reply, and it's hard to see people who you know so closely really act like that.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
I think we have to flip it. And although I don't support it, I'm not with it. If I don't have nothing to say, I don't have nothing to be conducive to the situation. I don't have anything to say at all. Um, and that's just kind of how I'm wired. You won't dare catch me on a post. What you snitching for? What you talking? What you saying this for? Why y'all putting that out there? Because I don't partake in that. But what I can say is I think that black people have become used to policing our own community.
Mm.
And I think that we have you actually can take that comment down, but I want to keep it close because I want to pull that back up. Uh, we have gotten so used to we can't ignore what's going on in the world. We
Right.
we don't know who to trust when it comes to their uniform. You don't know if you call the police, who's going to show up. And most times when you see in the media, it always goes wrong for black people. Whether you
Yeah.
were wrong, whether you were innocent, whatever the case may be, it always seems to be a extra hard push, an extra hard takeout on black people, especially black men. And so I think a lot of people go with the not saying anything or not being a part of it. One, because they're afraid. The people who are we are supposed to call to police our community, the people we are supposed to be able to lean on to and trust in protecting us and advocating for us and being people to uh, push out the negativity, as if I can say it like that, are the same people who are conducive to the drama, the same people who are
Yeah.
killing us, who are being extra brutal to us. And it's I think that's another reason that a lot of people stem from snitching per se. I don't think it's always a case of you don't snitch because snitches get stitches and all this other stuff, because that is a problem too. But I think our community has really been wrecked in mentality because we don't know if we call the police, if we can trust them or not.
Yeah,
All of us could be at a restaurant and something go wrong, and we're not pleased with the service we got, and
yeah,
and our pressing them to get we're here for, to get what we are deserved, because we are paying customers, we are here, you are supposed to serve us. It could very well go left, and if someone were to threaten us by saying, uh we need to get the authorities involved, or a security officer from somewhere comes up
hmm,
and becomes involved in the situation, we get nervous. And because
yeah,
you never know in those situations how they're gonna view me. I'm a black man and I'm upset. Automatically, I'm violent just from being a black man and being upset. I have a very stand up right to be upset, but because I am a black man and I'm upset right now, all hell finna break loose, because I am the problem right now because of my skin color and because I'm not
yeah,
allowed to be seen as a normal human being. Now, a I'm just gonna be honest, a white man could be sitting right across from me and he complain and go off, and everybody falls in line and nothing gets said. It's the world we live in. It
yeah,
is. And we witness that so many times. And that is a reason why a lot of I hate to see it. I want to be clear, I hated what I saw on those posts where people that I can so easily pick up the phone and call or text and say, "What's up?" We're on there acting like that. Like Zyla said, the freshest mugshot, the freshest, all that stuff was so unnecessary, because we are talking about innocent people who have been shot, or people who have been caught in the crossfire who had nothing to do with the situation.
yeah, yeah,
I also want to dig into, um, when it comes to, I think there is a deeper issue as far as when we ask the questions, what will it take to stop the violence? I think it's a deeper issue in a person who can
yes,
go into
yeah,
a public place, or people who can go into a public place and be a-okay with having a full-blown shootout. I think that is a deeper issue. So my question to you, gentlemen, and I'll come to you first, Lavores. My question to you is, what do you think some of the issues are that would make a person want to not just have an endeavor to someone? Because there is, we get into it, we can have an issue with someone, and some things happen.
yeah,
Nothing's gonna be
yeah.
perfect. But what type of anguish do you think a person feels that they feel the need to set it off in such a public place where anybody could be easily caught in the crossfire as they were?
But how much time we got for that question? Because look, when I
We got some
tell you,
time. We got some time.
when I when I tell you, it's like people, like a lot of times when bad stuff happen, other than all the nonsense that happened when Zyla said what he said, a lot of times people miss the whole fact that, and not taking sides, but people miss the whole fact that the shooter is a person too. They have a
Yeah.
family. Like you said, there is a background. When people go to jail, and I heard this several times, when people go to jail, it's not just them in jail that they considering. It's their family that they consider. A lot of times you see many posts, parents are pouring their heart out because their child is in jail because they didn't reach them fast enough, because they got to worry about putting books, money on their books, and are they safe in jail and stuff like that. That's a whole different standpoint that nobody thinks about. But then you have to look at what caused this person to do this. Mental health in the black community is definitely overlooked. Young boys are taught that you a man, stand up, quit all that crying stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with you.
You
Go
ain't got
play
no
somewhere.
emotions. Go on.
Right, right. Which comes back hurting you in the end when it's time to start your family. You turn to drugs, you turn to violence and stuff like that. Also, something that you got to consider with mental that you got to consider with with mental health is when you talk about gun safety. Like I was saying on an earlier show, and what I heard somebody else say, young black males are never taught gun safety. They're never
Mm-hmm.
taught, let's go hunt with my dad. They don't have that dad there in their lives to do that type of stuff. They always are taught that guns are dangerous. Don't mess with them. Well, that's a fight we can't fight right now. So if you can't fight a fight, ain't no point in you trying to knock down a brick wall. You might as well try and build that brick wall. Take these guns that are being used irregularly and aren't used the right way, and take it and teach the kids. Where's
Right.
let's start a program that can help kids that take underprivileged black kids that don't ever see a gun in their life and only taught that it's dangerous to how to use it, a
Yeah.
hunt trip or something, shoe range. But you got to look at the mental health. When somebody feels like it's over with, that they done been through enough, they done lost people, and it ain't nothing at this point, what else I'ma lose? That's the kind of
Mm-hmm.
mindset you dealing with.
Zala, you got anything you want to
Okay,
add?
and with that, okay, time right. I'm chiming right back into the like one of the key points, rooting right back to the mental health. A lot of people, because I've actually had conversations with a lot of people who just feel like they ain't got nothing to lose. It also goes back to the place that they make us go, K through 12. And I don't know why a lot of people just do not want to have this discussion, but I really feel like our education system is failing us. They are teaching us the wrong thing. And like we was talking about last night, it's not made for the black man. And, and I wish we really see how it separates us. And we need somebody to advocate for that part. Because a lot of these people, not bashing nobody, again, not bashing nobody, but a lot of people who hold these school board spots or whatever, they really not
Hmm.
looking out for their people like they should. And
Yeah,
just in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion,
yeah,
out of the from kindergarten to 12th grade, I felt like I've actually never mattered to a teacher. Well, a couple, but most of my teachers actually just made me feel like I was nothing. Made me feel like that I wasn't really gonna go far, and I always was put to a point like, yeah, you right here, you good, but you're never gonna be better than them. So don't never get in their way. And that's exactly how
Talk
kids
about
are
it.
taught. That's exactly what the place that we go. We are that's what we separated. And once you separate kids at a young age, they're always gonna feel like they're better than this person and you lower than this person. And once you're at that lower point, you feel like you're never gonna succeed in life. So I'm gonna turn into a crash dummy. That's what we call them now. And it's just like I don't care about nothing. If you get at me, I will shoot you in the face, and I really don't care about the ending. I don't think of. It's not that I don't care. I don't take the time to actually think about my actions. I just react off impulse. We don't teach that in
yes,
class. I learned that from being
yes,
at at work or something like that.
yeah,
At school, they don't teach that, like stuff like that. Like a lot of us feel like is you're not gonna win unless you do sports, sell drugs, or go to school. Which that's a lie. We don't teach that, and or it's taught, but it's not taught like it should be. Like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of Jesus, I can get in this topic all day.
School is more so about. School has become more so about getting you through
Meeting the
than
marker.
getting you through
it's
life.
a
Yes,
figurehead.
getting you
School is a
getting you
figurehead.
in and out. Long as you meet
Yeah,
this goal and my boss don't say nothing to me, you good.
you good.
Bye.
All right.
And it should not be like that.
Yes,
Like all this tenure stuff, that should be put to an end because that really puts the teacher like, yeah, I'm getting paid the same. I ain't really getting paid enough, and I really don't care. And a lot of students, if you actually have a public interview with a lot of students, they'll say the school system failed them. They made them feel like they're worthless, and that's bull crap. And we really need to bring light to that. It also chimes right back into that mental health, just what you was talking
yeah,
about, Boris,
yeah.
and with the guns, like all that chimes in together, and it's not talked about. It's not talked about enough.
And
So
you
do
know
you
what?
guys feel like?
What you
Do
say?
you guys feel like? Do you guys feel like the? Do you guys feel like it starts or like education has a heavy bearing on how
Oh
we
yeah.
turn out in the world?
Yes, I would tell
Yes,
you, I was talking, I'm always telling people the summer program that I work with, I teach middle school kids. And
Hmm.
I don't have no degree to teach, but I had the proper training to teach them. And that's what I think. I feel like the education system, like Zyler said, is not set up for us. You have the current system always worries about curriculum, curriculum, curriculum. At my job, we don't stress curriculum. Like they give us math games to play with these kids, and these kids are scoring higher than these programs that test the kids. We don't do tests, we don't give grades, and we take the time. If some we first thing come in, we get a motivation in the morning. First thing we talk about what's going on. How was your day? If they don't turn in an assignment, we get them. We like cool, get it done, and they get it done. We say, hey, you need help? Let us know. They do that. We had a student talk to us and say, I really feel like learning at this camp gives me a chance because I feel like y'all care about me. Care is the big word. He said, I feel like my teachers don't care about me, and some teachers only work for a paycheck. And I feel like it's that way because of how the curriculum is set up. The curriculum is so, being the teacher's advocate right here now, the curriculum is so nailed to their head that they're not able to take the time back and be like, okay, they don't get it done. It's all right. They'll give it to me eventually. And you the people you want to serve, you can't treat like this. So like I said, being an
I
advocate for the teachers, you got to treat them better.
I see what you guys are saying, and I agree with you to a certain extent, but I think I have to side with the thought that it definitely starts at home, and it definitely starts at home. And the reason I say that is I think sometimes, and I have had teachers who have acted just like you guys explained. But I cannot ignore some of the lifelong people that I have in my life right now. Some of the people who I talk to on a regular, go to their house, go get lunch, go get dinner, vacation with, are people that I met in school systems.
Yeah,
Are the people
yeah.
who were counselors and teachers, people who really loved me and taught instilled in me outside of that curriculum some life, some life goals and some life lessons that I needed to
Hmm.
be an adult. So while I
Yeah.
agree with you guys, I have met some really great people that I to this day I can pick up my phone and call right now and answer the phone.
Hmm.
I mean,
Right.
multiple who have really made a difference in my life, not just in my. I ain't talking about balancing an equation. I mean, in my life. I mean, in making
Yeah.
decisions. I mean, in the man that I am right now on this platform. Now, what I can say is the lessons I learned at home made the lessons that those type of teachers gave me at school
Yeah.
even more acceptable, even more understandable. It triggered in my brain even more that this is the way to be. I think the problem is that when it doesn't start at home and you anticipate it to
Yes.
start at school, there's a gap. It's
Yes.
almost like you know how when you're younger or when you one day when we have children, I don't think nobody on this have children. Mom and daddy, okay, you have a child. Mom and daddy is responsible for the well-being, for the development of that child. When it comes to
Yeah. Yeah.
paperwork and who's in charge, the mother and the father are in charge of that child.
Hmm.
Just
Hmm.
because when they go to grandma's house, grandma let them stay up all night. Grandma let them eat whatever they want to. Grandma, you get away with murder at grandma's house. But when you come back home, mom and daddy expect you to get back in line. You're going to bed at a
Boom.
certain time. You're going to eat them vegetables that I done put right here on this plate right here. You going, hey, you ain't finna, you getting a whooping, all that stuff. It's no different from when we leave home and go to school. Grandma may have let us get our way. We may didn't get it all that we needed, but that still doesn't change that where we get our foundation from has to be there. Because if you
Yeah.
even if you spend eight
Yeah.
hours of your day in a school building around teachers, your safe place, the place where you get your foundation, the place where you get the roots of who you are, is home. It's where you leave it when you're away from the school. It's what you see and what you do and experience when you're away from the school. And I definitely think that home, for me, in my opinion, I think that home and parenting and what in the community is where the lessons are really learned. When you're in school, them teachers affect us. They do. They can drive into you. They can make you feel some things that you just shouldn't feel from a school systems. I absolutely agree about that. But those same people have children of their own. They have families of their own. They have problems of their own, not justifying anything wrong that they do, But what I am saying is they have foundations to build outside of their eight. They're 8 to 3 or 8 to 5, whatever, just like our parents do, our families do. So we can't always put too much emphasis on what the school system is teaching us morally. I do think the school systems need curriculum on how I ain't balanced an equation since I left high school. I ain't the Pythagorean theorem and the molecules and all that stuff. I ain't touched none of this stuff since I left school. But I can tell you guys some things that I wish I would have learned in the 12 years that I sat in a school building. I wish I would have learned about some taxes. I wish I would have
Yes,
learned about business plans. I wish I would
yes.
have learned about being able to budget and manage money.
Hmm.
I wish I would have learned how to save, how when times get hard, how to have that emergency fund, how to build, invest, and be an entrepreneur. I wish I would have learned those type of lessons while I spent 8 hours a day for 18 years of my life in a school building. Those type of lessons. I have learned the
Yes.
best lessons of my life in the past 4 years of my life being on my own in adulthood. I'm telling y'all, I ain't balanced an equation. Ain't nobody cared that I was a international baccalaureate candidate. Nobody cared that I took honors classes. Nobody cared. No shade to nobody, because all of those are wonderful, amazing accomplishments. But nobody cared about that. Nobody came to me asking me what was what is his name, Merlin's law, whatever it is. Nobody came to me about that stuff. You know what the things that people want to know about me? The things that people applaud me on. Somebody taught you how to respect an adult. Somebody taught you how to. Somebody taught you how to show up in a room. Somebody taught you how to dress. Somebody taught you
Hmm.
how to act as a young male. That's the thing that, and I think those critical lessons are the ones that the people who do these type of things may be the type of lessons that they miss. That's not always the case, but
Hmm.
just maybe, those are the type of people who were pushed off and relied on. Oh, they're gonna get it at school. You get what I'm saying? They're gonna get it at school. Go ahead, Zal. I'm gonna check something for me.
Okay, so I have a question for y'all. Okay,
Okay.
so because this happens a lot of times. Say a young kid not knowing much, just feeling themselves. Old folks call it smelling yourself. Come in and they just, first meeting somebody be disrespectful. How do you feel about stuff like that, and then the grudge being put on that kid, like, oh, he's being disrespectful. He's never gonna go far because of that. Like, okay, how do y'all feel about that scenario?
Go ahead, LeBoy.
I feel like you have to go back into the problem and dive deeper in what it is that caused the root of that problem. Mental health, what we just
Yeah,
talked about.
yeah. Okay, so with that, I mean, I'm not gonna say I was the most respectful kid coming into high school because I mean
Me
I wasn't.
either.
I would walk around the hallway cussing out loud. I mean, I'm just being honest, and
Man,
that
many
burned
days.
bridges with a lot of teachers. And
Yeah.
I know I learned after I left high school, like, okay, but why they didn't take the time to teach me, just like shut up, boy, and just listen, because that ain't how you do that. What, where does
I
that?
ain't
I
gonna
mean,
count.
yeah,
I
it
don't
comes
think you
in.
would have listened to Shut Up Boy.
I mean, not at not that at that time, but I'm
Yeah.
saying, like actually talking to me.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, like the communication is completely off with like the teacher and the student and at home and both like that. So like, what do we do with that?
I
I
feel
think
like
we
I
you
need
mean,
just
to.
just
yeah.
I think there needs to be, because what I see in our conversation right now here, I see a gap. I see a gap between home and school. And I think, because you're right, everybody doesn't get that foundation at home that I talked about. They don't. Everybody is not going to have someone who sits back and everyone's not going to have someone who sits back and teach them how to be a human, teach them how to be a man or woman, and how to act when you leave outside of home, and how to be,
Yeah.
and in
common
the school
etiquette.
system. Yeah, in the school systems, teachers, administrators, janitors, ain't none of those people are just as well are not responsible for filling that gap.
Yeah.
I think in our community there need to be some more programs, and some more there needs to be more programs to, one, attack the promises. You're going to be the 15. Bring that back for me. District chairman. The problem is you were likely the 15th district chair that our teachers are
Mm,
exactly. There's a gap there. I think there needs to be more once I say programs. I think there
yeah,
needs
yeah,
to be more time put into one. I think parent. Let me be clear because I feel like I'm dancing. I think first, if a parent feels that I don't have the time or the upbringing to really make and mold my child into what I know they need to be,
yeah.
they have to accept that first.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people, adults and younger people, we as people find it hard to first say we need help. I think
yeah,
people think
yeah.
that as I know, I don't have kids, so I can't say too much. But um, I don't think they get a rule book at the hospital when you leave with a baby. I don't think they give you a rule book. I don't think they tell you what to do when things start going wrong. I don't think so. I've never been in that arena. I'll let you guys know if I'm ever there one day. But first, I think you got to accept when you need help because I've always saw and I've always heard it takes a village. Once you can own that, I think that's when you implement certain programs or certain
Mm-hmm.
things and I'm not talking about that teach you your after school homework. I mean they really sit down and in a way captivate the minds of us to how do I be a man? Because I don't have a dad at home.
Yeah,
How do I be a
yeah,
woman? Because I don't have a mom at home. I don't have my mom is X, Y, or Z. My dad is here or there. I don't know. How do you teach me how to be a man or a woman? Then when you can teach me that, when I'm dealing with things and when I'm having issues, instead of writing me off and ignoring my issues, or as a young lady, instead of letting me sit on the internet and everything naked and sleep with everybody and just doing belligerent things, why don't you sit me
yeah,
down and teach me? Why don't you really talk to me and try to dig into what makes me feel like that's how I have to be? Instead of watching me as a young man on with guns and drugs and talking reckless and going off on people and being angry. Why don't you sit down with me and talk to me? Why don't you figure out and make sure, when, like you guys said, mental health is a big issue in the black community that is not addressed. We think
yeah,
that because people get up every day, dress themselves, feed themselves, get to where they need to go, oh, you fine, you perfectly good, you a-okay. I don't think black people really believe that just because I am functioning and I am well and I look okay to you, there could be really something going on in my
Does
mind that
not mean
triggers
you
me.
don't need help.
yeah.
Yeah, and I
Exactly.
think we missed that mark.
Exactly.
And I think that is where we need to build our focus to figure out
Mm-hmm.
how do we fill that gap between what I need from home and what I feel like I should get from school. Because we can't all do it at home. It can't all be done at
No,
school. So what are the ways in the
right.
middle that we can fill that gap? What are some things we can do? And another thing I'm gonna add, and I'm gonna be quiet. I think there needs to be more uh, mental health awareness and more therapists,
There
psychiatrists
you go.
on the west side, in the schools, in the libraries, in the gyms, wherever they need to be to really work with kids, students, and assess them to see. Because if we don't assess, we don't know. If we don't know where to go to get that type of check or get that type of assurance in ourselves that everything is okay,
Mm-hmm.
how do we outreach them? We got to be where they are. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Tyler. I'm sorry.
Okay, and with those type of programs, tying in what you said, yes, we do need programs. But when we get programs, we often like to put spotlight on the person who started it or the person who's doing it, and then it gets to the point when it's so egotistical. Like if my name not on this program, then I don't want to help with it, and we gotta also hold
Yep.
all ourselves accountable for that. We need to stop awarding those type of things. Okay, yes, you're doing it, but you're not gonna get awarded for it. You doing it because you care. We often
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm doing this for a reward. Like, no, you don't
Yep.
pray to God looking for something to happen. You pray to God just because you believe in Him. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's one of the key problems, like with the programs. Like if you actually a lot of these people actually really cared about their community and black folks like they would get off all these protests and all these rallies and actually own up for their wrong in the part, because it everybody got a little wrong in it. And when it come down to it, when you get those programs like that, you get like the people who started it are older people. They'll be so egotistical, like I want my name on this, or I'm not gonna do this. And I've watched it happen several times with my protest. A lot of problems were it was like some grown people or mature
Really?
people that we thought were mature acting like kids.
They wanted
I
their
mean,
name
that's
on it.
just behind, and it happens like that with a lot of it, it happens like that with a lot of programs. And so if we're gonna talk about doing a program and funding a program, we got to take accountability and actually sit down and come together, actually, and stop looking for, oh, good
The
job,
applause.
smack on the wrist, a good job, a bonus, good job. Exactly, exactly.
And that's why I
And
can't be a part of a lot of the things that I see. Because, and I'm glad you said that. A lot of programs, I'm not going to call them by name, a lot of programs or people that I see lead programs, a lot of people that I see sit on panels for certain lives addressing certain topics, I can't get into it because I have witnessed you wanting to be the face of the movement.
Yeah,
You want to be the face. You when the change sparks or
exactly.
when something good happens, they got to give you the credit. And that's just not how it goes when you
yeah.
are effectively trying to provoke change.
Hmm. And you know what, Clinton? I'll say, fortunate for me, I was raised with the foundation that you were talking about. I
Hmm.
had that parent at
Likewise.
home. I came from a single parent household, but I had that mom at home that that wasn't gonna let me be out here running the streets. Um, that get your homework, go to school. You gonna eat what I cook. You feel me? Like you gonna say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. You gonna respect your elders. Like I got all that at home, and I'm grateful, God rest her soul. But I'm grateful that the type of person she raised me to be and fed that into me early.
Right.
But then, like you said, what do you do if you don't have that type of stuff? I feel like a lot of times, like Zyler said, a lot of times it's two reasons. Either we have it in place and don't nobody know, or we have it in place and people shut it down. I would
Hmm.
definitely say when Mind Changers was in Central High School, it was definitely that intercessor program that we needed. I wasn't the type of kid that I felt needed Mind Changers as much as other people, which Mind Changers still benefited me a whole lot. But Mind Changers, the classroom that we had within Central High School, and y'all Central folks that's watching this can account to it. It was a place where students were able to go in. If they just felt like they weren't feeling it today, they can go in. They can go in the Mind Changers room, chill out. Cool. They don't want to do that work right now. That's fine. You need to sleep. You ain't get no sleep last night at home. Cool. Do that. If you just can't be around your teacher because you don't like the energy she give you, do your work in here. Fine. I feel like those are the type of programs that we need in the school, like you were saying. I know a big thing for me is church too. A lot of youth, I understand now. Something else that I feel like youth and the children have to find God on their own way, because you do get forced to go to church at a young age. But the older you get, your parents can't force you to have that religion. You have to find that unique relationship with God, and I feel like that any type of way. But church was another. Like you said, it takes a village. It took mind changes. It took church. It took my parents. It took my
Yeah.
family. It took outside of the family, friends, all that type of stuff. So I definitely understand what you saying, but those are the type of programs we need, and I think they're out there, but we don't know, and they're being underfunded.
I think not only do we need those programs, but we need people like us who are sitting on this live right now to lead those programs. Because I don't care
Yes.
what anybody says. If you can't pay me to believe that if you put three, let's say 3 men who are between 40 and 50 talking about let's say the same topic we talking about right now. And then
Enough is enough.
put them on and then put us on right here. 20, 22, 20, 19, whatever, right here in this age group with the same topic. Which live would you click?
You already know.
And it's no disrespect, no shade
Yeah,
to
yeah,
nobody's program because I know people like to
It's
take
just
stuff
the
like that and
truth.
run with it. It's
yeah,
the
yeah,
truth.
yeah.
If I see
Hmm.
someone who is the same age as me, who is in the same type of circles I run in, who is trying to teach me and tell me about, or trying to just call awareness to a issue, it's going to attack me to click. And it ain't gonna get everybody. But my mind gonna think more so, let me see what Clinton talking about over here.
You
Versus
see what they
Yeah,
talking about?
Pastor,
Yeah.
Pastor so and so, or whoever.
yeah,
We need them. We need them to keep talking to the generation and talking to whoever will listen. Absolutely. But we need us
yeah,
too, which why it was so
right.
important for me to get you guys on the show tonight, because I want you guys to understand. One, I see the work that you guys are doing and I love it. I support it, and we need
Yeah.
more of this. We are going to have to hold ourselves accountable to one, filling that gap that we're looking at between home and between school, with church, with programs, all that good stuff. We got to put our heads together. We got to come together and figure out how do we fill that gap. One, we also got to figure out how do we implement professionals and the
Mm-hmm.
generation in which I'm talking about that are older than us, who have platforms, who have ways and means to get message out and get awareness to things, and provoke change. We have to figure out how to collectively pull together with those people to to fix problems as we see them, to and not only fix problems as we see
Yeah.
them, get in front of problems. I'm a person that believes that once you get in front of a situation, you kill a lot of what could come after it, or what could come before you actually just jump in front of and deal with it. Don't let things fester and go ricochet into a shooting before we notice that you on social media with guns and money, before we notice that you are always angry in school and always going off on the teachers, cussing them out, getting put out of class, getting suspended. Let's notice people before, when they're in these stages, so when they get to, so that if we don't have to see them get to a stage where they're arrested, where they're
Mm-hmm.
killed, or where they are just out in the streets. Let's get in front of things, and I want us as young black educated men to not only watch, but to come together with those people to affect and promote those changes as well, because it's needed. It's so needed, it's so necessary, and it starts with us. We are the change. And the message that we put out there, even when we're off this live, the people we encounter, the way that we hold
Yeah.
ourselves in public, we are not perfect. For anybody wondering, we're not perfect. But the
No.
way that we hold ourselves matters
Yeah.
in the viewpoint of people. Because if I can relate to you, I want to listen to you. And that's
And
what
you
we
know
have
what?
to sit at.
And I
Exactly.
will say that even starting with the organization that we got going on, the SCLC Youth Coalition, I will
Mm-hmm.
say something that we do have in our bylaws is education. It is spoken and it is accounted for. And the basic things that we talk about, of course, our stand is education as far as civil rights, nonviolence, how to protest, um, how to vote, where to vote, all that type of stuff. That's our primary focus, but it's also our people. And in order to have these people doing this type of stuff, you have to educate them on the stuff that you're talking about.
Right.
So when you say
Education is
that we
key.
got people that are right, so when you say that we need more people that are our age teaching stuff, boom, we growing it right here. But you know what? The SCLC, YC can't do everything. And it's gonna take the people that we've encountered, like Dr. Lion Barger, who invited me to the live earlier, tagged me in post he made, Mr. Rodney Pelt tagged me in post he made, Darren McKinstry tagged me in post he made, because they want that youth opinion. It's definitely
Right.
gonna take that. And we
Right.
and
And we
not
need them.
saying right, we can have the youth do stuff and without pushing the adults fully out. Because a lot of stuff
Yeah.
we haven't encountered yet. We don't know
Yep.
yet. So the knowledge that they have, I know I still value it and y'all value it. And I think a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times the adults don't see that. They feel like either I'm main show, I'm the president of this, or either
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
gone, I'm out of here, they
superior.
put me
And
out.
you stay under me.
But that is the purpose of an organization having a president emeritus that is still on the board, that still has a say so, but they not in power. And that's what I
Right.
feel like the transition, like you said, another gap. I feel like that's really huge. That the youth should value the opinion and the advice and the input of the older people that have came before us, but still the older people before us still have to respect it. It's the youth time, and it's
Right.
our transition into
Exactly.
being in charge.
Right. And me and Dr. Sutton did a show 3 weeks ago,
Hmm.
where that was a part of our conversation. How can we pull together his generation with my generation, and we continue to make those efforts known, and promote that change, because we need each other.
Yeah.
Don't take any misunderstanding from anything that has been said. We need each other. Each other.
Yes.
Not they need us, we need them. We need each other. And
Yes.
when we come together
Exactly.
and we continue to
Exactly.
exercise platforms like this and exercise out in the community, that is what will start to promote change. We're not gonna win everybody, but it will
No.
start to spark and start to pull people in to commit
Yes.
to a change and to want better, to do better, to promote better. We have got to promote better in our community, because the image of our community, the way we are seen, is very important to a lot that is going on in the world right now, whether people want to admit it or not. Sometimes I feel like we as a community, we shoot ourselves in the foot by the way we carry on and by the way we
Yes.
allow ourselves to be painted. We shoot ourselves in the foot a lot. So,
Hmm.
I you guys have anything else to say? Anybody have any questions or anything? I know we done ran over a little bit longer than what we usually do, but I think this was very crucial to get this information out tonight. Y'all know I don't mind running a little long if it's good. You guys got anything
And you
else you want to
feel me?
add,
Yeah.
or
I would just say, kind of like you were saying earlier, and we talked about the surroundings. Y'all, my people, my age group people, please get y'all a group of people who are supporting you, who ain't gonna be your amen corner, who gonna tell you, hey, bro, you wrong for that. Please, I'm telling y'all, I got people in my corner. I know, I know definitely if I see Zala doing something, I ain't gonna be like, oh man, that's my friend. We cool. I don't really need,
Y'all
I'ma just
let me
let
know
him do
quick.
him. I'm telling you, I would tell Zala, be like, hey bro, what you got going on? Please have people in your circle that can do that.
to hold
Now I
you
ain't saying got
accountable?
don't I ain't saying get negative people that just drain you and always complain about you. But get people that's gonna be real with you, that's
Both
gonna be
sides.
100 with you, and that's gonna be beneficial, and that you can build
Yeah.
them up, and they're gonna build you up. Because I saw a quote that said, "If you don't have a circle of friends that better you, you don't have a circle, you have a cage." And y'all, please don't have a cage.
So, Ali, you got anything else you want to add before we sign off for the night?
All I want to say is to the people watching, to the people my age and up, it's time for us to wake up and join together.
Yeah,
Please spread the message and join out. Hopefully, we have part two because this has been
Yeah, we're gonna have
perfect.
to keep
yeah,
this going and make it bigger and keep building on it. I want to hit on this every month, that I at least every
Oh
month
yeah, oh yeah.
we continue this series. Um, we're gonna work it out. We'll keep talking about it though. I do want
and
you guys to give me some
yeah.
information on the say it for me. Tell me, President.
YCSCLC.
What? Give me some information on that, on how people can be a part, so we can
Tuscaloosa.
put it on the Let's Talk Live page. Um, you guys send me that information in the group we got, so I can put that on our Facebook page.
Boris
You
got
feel
them.
me?
I got them.
Yes.
Okay, look, check it out. Tuscaloosa Youth Coalition. It's really not Tuscaloosa. We just got the first one in Tuscaloosa. We plan on going to college, to college, to college, to college, to go out to each community, encourage them to get their own youth coalition, SELC
Chapter.
Youth
Yeah.
Coalition. Yeah, yeah. So once we do that, we join together and we show its power in numbers. If you're
Yes.
interested, please inbox me, Boris,
Yeah.
Karan, Kennedy, anybody on the board. Y'all will see another event. If you heard about the march, that was our event, and we will be doing another event a lot more transparent than the march.
Yeah.
And when you guys
And
have an
I'll take,
event
yeah,
going on, make sure you send me the stuff, because we support it on this platform. I make sure I
exactly.
put that on my platforms, and it gets as much feed as we can.
And backpacking off what Zala said right quick, like he said, please hit us up if you are interested. Our age range is like 11 to 25 for the youth to join. But don't think just because you ain't between 11 and 25, you can't help. We have an advisory
Exactly.
board that we are looking for people to join. So if you feel like you are in a position that you could give some advice, that you could give some feedback, some donations, anything in that sort, please feel free to reach out to us. We are always open and we willing to listen. We want to build this thing up, like Zyler said. The SCLC is an international organization, and we are starting the first youth coalition here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So, and we plan to expand. We do plan to expand, but we got to get our
Will
stuff
explain.
in
We
order here. We
will
will expand,
expand.
right? But we got to get our house in order here. And so we are fully operational. We are legalized. If y'all wonder, we have the paperwork. So,
Yes,
like
sir.
Zala said, hit one of us up, get a membership card. We got you, and please join if you have the intention of really making a change. Because we can't do it all as executive officers. We need y'all
Mm-mm.
help. We need members. Who we represent?
Exactly. And don't forget, it does cost to join, but we got people to donate. The first 120 people are free.
Yes, yes.
If you're willing to be active, please join.
Blow our inbox up after this, please do.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna put all this information up on once we log off, I'll make sure we put all this information up on the Let's Talk Live Facebook page and make sure I share it and tag you guys so you guys know exactly who to come in if you want to join. All right, you guys. I think that has been a wonderful show. I want to thank you guys for coming on with me. I really appreciate it. I wanted to make sure I gave you guys a platform to come on and continue to promote your message because I support it myself. And I'm a part of it. And I want to make sure that people continue to see us and continue to see people like us, our age and our generation, just wanting to see a change, like just wanting to see better. So I thank you guys so much for coming on tonight, and I'm looking forward to having you both back on the show sometime soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the
No
opportunity.
problem, guys. No
Appreciate it. Yes,
problem. No
sir.
problem.
Thank you for what you're doing.
Anytime. All right. We're gonna let you guys head off. I thank you again, and we will be in contact. Make sure you guys send me that information though. I need that information so I can post it. Thank you
Okay.
guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, we are coming to the end of our show. I want to thank you guys for tuning in with us. Um, I know we went a little bit longer, but I thank you guys for staying on. I thank you guys for supporting. Once again, I'm going to post all the information about the coalition onto the Let's Talk Live Facebook page, as well as my personal page. So be on the lookout for that information. If you want to get involved, please reach out to Zyler or Lavoris by message, and they will get you all the details you need. For those of you who are wondering about the weight loss journey with me that is posted every Friday, was supposed to be posted every Friday. I know a lot of you have reached out to me and said, Clinton, where is our week 4 video? Well, it is not ready. I do not have week 4 posted. It is not. We missed last week. I am dealing with a few things in my personal world, but we are getting back on the ball. We're getting back on it. Do not think I am forgetting about y'all because we are coming back. I just had to take me a week. Sometimes you got to take you a break. So, we will be posting a new episode come next Friday, and it will cover week 4, 5, and 6 all in one. It's gonna be a good one. So if you guys are looking for the weight loss journey, it will be back next Friday. Let's Talk Live. You know where to find me here every week. Thursdays at 8 p.m. If you have a topic for the show that you want to see discussed on the show, please send me a message on the Let's Talk Live Facebook page, or you can email me at keeptalkalive@gmail.com. Once again, that is keeptalkalive@gmail.com. I love you guys. I thank you so much. I think I have said everything that I was supposed to say, and I think it is okay for me to log off. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next week on Let's Talk Live.